My husband's ex-wife and daughter tried to claim his family home after we wrote a will, but the truth that came out in court changed everything. I am a 45-year-old woman, and I have been married to my husband, Michael, who is 50, for the past 10 years. We met in our early 30s at a small art exhibit. We were both standing in front of the same painting, admiring it quietly, when we just started talking. Something about it clicked instantly. He asked if I wanted to grab dinner sometime, and from there, things moved fast. Getting to know him felt like I had known him forever. I grew up as the oldest of 3 siblings in a working-class family. Money was always tight, but we made do. Going out to eat was a rare treat, something we only did on birthdays. My father was big on hard work. He taught us early that if we wanted anything in life, we had to earn it. I studied hard, worked odd jobs, and even picked up some modeling gigs to help pay for school. By the time I graduated from college, I had no debt, and I had landed a decent job at a firm. Eventually, I worked my way up to junior associate. Michael's background was nothing like mine. He came from a well-off family. His father held a high-paying job with great benefits, so finances were never something they worried about. His parents covered all his college costs without hesitation. Because of his dad's influence, Michael landed an internship at his father's company, and from there, he worked his way up through persistence and commitment. Even though we came from completely different walks of life, we shared a deep love for art and music. That common ground was what pulled us together in the first place. Michael had a daughter from a previous marriage. Candace was 17 when I met her, and from day one, she didn't seem to like me. She avoided talking to me and made it obvious that she wasn't interested in getting along. It always felt like she blamed me for her parents not being together, even though I came into Michael's life long after his divorce from his ex-wife, Amelia, was finalized. I understood her resentment and tried not to push her, hoping that in time she'd come around. Just for some background, Michael and Amelia were only married for 3 years. They had been sweethearts in college and rushed into marriage. But once the honeymoon phase ended, things turned sour quickly. Amelia stayed home with their daughter while Michael worked long hours. One day, he came home early from a business trip and found Amelia in bed with his best friend, Tom. That betrayal hit him like a truck. He lost his marriage and his closest friend in a single blow. After that, he filed for divorce. Their divorce wasn't simple. Amelia fought hard to keep their house, even though it legally belonged to Michael. The situation grew worse with a bitter custody battle over Candace. Because of Amelia's cheating, the court didn't award her the house, but they gave both parents joint custody, so Candace could still have time with each of them. Amelia never got over losing the house. Over the years, she filled Candace's head with negative thoughts about Michael. She twisted the story, and Michael never corrected it because he didn't want to drag their daughter through the painful truth about the affair. He just wanted to protect her from all of it. Michael told me everything once we got serious. He wanted to be open with me, and I respected that. At one point, he invited Candace on a trip with us to Africa, hoping it might help us bond. I went in with an open mind, thinking maybe it would be a turning point. But instead, Candace was cold, moody, and flat-out mean. She lashed out whenever I got close to Michael and even called me a gold digger. Michael tried to check her, but she kept acting like I was the problem, smirking every time she got a rise out of me. Even with all that, I believed our relationship was strong enough to handle it. After dating for a while, Michael and I got married. It was a quiet ceremony with just close family and a few friends. Amelia and Candace were invited, but neither showed up. In the beginning, married life was great. We traveled, worked, and enjoyed the life we were building. I stayed committed to my job. I wasn't interested in giving up my career, and Michael supported that. At the time, Amelia had moved in with Tom, and Candace was living on her own in an apartment Michael helped her get. She worked as a social media manager at a respected firm. 3 years into our marriage, I got pregnant. It was a tough pregnancy, and to make it worse, Candace would drop by and make nasty remarks about how I looked. She waited until Michael wasn't around to say stuff like, "He's going to leave you now that you look like a fat cow." It crushed me. I told Michael, and he decided she would no longer come to the house. He started meeting her at coffee shops instead to keep the peace. Our son, Nick, was born not long after. We were over the moon. I still wanted to work, so we brought in a babysitter. As soon as my maternity leave ended, I was back at my desk. I loved my independence and wasn't about to lose it. But Candace's behavior got worse. She would target Nick at family events, saying mean things or trying to upset him. Once, she made him cry, and that was the last straw for me. I banned her from our house entirely, and we stopped hosting gatherings there altogether. Now here's where things really took a turn. Michael and I had been talking more and more about the future. We were getting older, and it made sense to put everything in writing. So we set up a will. Michael had already bought Candace her own apartment, so he decided the family house would go to me and Nick. He left his savings and cash assets to Candace. I had my own money set aside for Nick too. We thought it was fair. But the moment Amelia and Candace got wind of it, things exploded. I do not know if Michael accidentally mentioned it or if someone else in the family did, but either way, it spread fast. Amelia called Michael and screamed that she deserved the house because she was his first wife. He told her flat out that he had always supported Candace financially, her school, her apartment, everything, but that the house was going to his son. Not long after, I got a long, nasty message from Amelia, calling me every name in the book. I showed it to Michael, and he told me to block her and not respond. Then Candace came to our house unannounced. She was clearly upset and wanted to talk about the will. I did not want her yelling in front of our kid, so I asked my parents to come pick him up. Once it was just the three of us, she got right to the point. She said Michael's house should be hers because she's the firstborn. I stayed quiet and let Michael handle it. He calmly reminded her of all the support he had given her and said the house was meant to protect me and Nick. She turned to me and said she expected me to do the right thing. I told her I stood by my husband's decision, and she lost it. She started yelling and said she would take us to court. Sure enough, a few weeks later, I got served. She and Amelia were suing us, saying I married Michael for his money and tricked him into changing his will. Our lawyer assured us they had no legal grounds, but the stress of the whole thing hung heavy over us. I did not want our son caught in the middle of this mess. When the court date arrived, Amelia's lawyer went hard. Their whole argument was that Michael had to put his first child before everyone else. Since we live in Colorado, the case went to a jury trial. Things got complicated fast. Amelia's team was digging into our personal lives, trying to make us look bad. It was rough. Then something completely unexpected happened. Tom called us. He said he had something to confess and asked to meet in person. Michael wanted nothing to do with him, but I said we should at least hear what he had to say. Update 1. 3 days have passed since the court wrapped up, and I have gone through all the feedback and opinions people shared. A lot of folks seem to think Candace might have known the truth about her mother's past, but I honestly do not see how that could be. I watched the color drain from her face the second the DNA results were read out loud. That reaction was not fake. Winning the case felt like someone finally lifted a heavy weight off my chest. I am trying not to think too much about the relatives who think we were out of line. The truth is, we did not drag this issue into court. Amelia and Candace did. All we did was respond with facts. For the first time in a long time, I do not feel anxious about what is coming next. I feel settled. But Michael? He is not doing so great. Ever since he found out that Candace is not biologically his, he has been struggling to eat or sleep. The shock completely flipped his world upside down. He had believed he was a father for nearly 2 decades. Now, that entire belief has been shattered. I can barely imagine how painful that must be, to find out not only that your ex-wife lied, but that your best friend is the actual father of the child you raised. Michael is hurting deep down, and I know he needs help that I cannot give him. I encouraged him to talk to a therapist, someone trained to help him work through something like this. I made him an appointment, and his first session is scheduled for next week. Update 2. A month has gone by since I last shared anything, and things are beginning to calm down, at least a little. Like I mentioned earlier, Michael has started seeing a therapist. He is still struggling, but I can see small changes. He is beginning to find his footing again, though it is going to take time. Then something we did not expect happened. Candace reached out. She called us out of nowhere. I never thought she would want to speak to us again after everything that happened in court. She said she was sorry. I could not tell if it was because she finally understood the truth or if she just felt betrayed by her mother. Either way, I did not dig into it. During the call, Candace admitted she had always resented me. She thought I took her dad away. She hated me for years and assumed I was the reason her parents broke up. She truly believed her dad was the one who had been unfaithful. Hearing in court that it was her mother who cheated flipped her whole world. She asked Michael if he would still be in her life. She needed to hear that he would still be her father, even though Tom was her biological dad. Michael told her he would always love her like his own, and she broke down crying. I think she needed to hear that more than anything. She also apologized to me. She said she was sorry for the way she treated me and hoped I could forgive her. I did not say yes, but I did not say no either. I just told her it would take time. I am not pretending everything is fine. It is not. There is a lot of hurt to unpack. Right now, I am putting my focus on my son. I missed out on so much time with him during the legal mess. So, I started planning a surprise family trip. I want us to get away for a bit, breathe, and try to reset as a family. Hopefully, that break will give us the peace we have been missing. If anything else comes up, I will post another update. Update 3. After 3 full months of silence, Amelia showed up at our house. I had no idea what she wanted. I almost did not open the door, but I was worried about her making a scene in front of the neighbors. She had done that once before. We let her in, but made it very clear, if she raised her voice or acted out, we would call the police. She came in crying. Apparently, Tom had ended things with her. He told her to move out of his place before the month was over. She said he did not want to marry her anymore, especially after seeing the mess she put us through. With nowhere else to go, she wanted to move in with Candace. But Candace was not having it. After the trial, Candace had cut her mother off completely. She told her she was tired of the lies and wanted nothing to do with her. Amelia showed up at our door begging us to talk Candace into letting her stay at her apartment. Before I could say anything, Michael stepped in and I saw him truly lose his temper for the first time. He reminded Amelia that the apartment was a gift to Candace, not to her. He said it was Candace's decision and hers alone. He told her that she never once apologized for cheating, and now she had the nerve to ask us for help. He said he was actually glad Tom had finally seen her true colors and walked away. Amelia tried to make excuses, saying she had been scared to tell Michael the truth back when she was pregnant. She claimed she thought he would throw her out. I had heard enough. I asked her to leave. We gave her the chance to explain, and she used it to twist things again. After she left, Michael called Candace to give her a heads up. He warned her that if she allowed her mom to move in, it would be next to impossible to get her out. Candace was firm. She said she had no intention of letting her mother stay. She was going to change the locks and tell Amelia straight up that she was not welcome. As for me, I am done. This drama has gone on long enough. Michael and I talked, and we are seriously considering selling our house and moving to another state. I told him it might be the only way we can fully close this chapter and protect our peace. At first, he was hesitant, but after Amelia showed up uninvited again, he agreed that we needed space, real space. Michael works remotely, and I am willing to start fresh at a new job if it means protecting our family from more chaos. We are starting the process to sell our home next month. If all goes well, we will be in a new place by the end of the year. It is time. We are turning the page for good.